Hello students, in this lecture we will discuss about dimensional analysis. What is dimensional analysis and what are its uses, what are its limitations, we will do in this lecture. Dimensional analysis is the method of analysis in which the physical quantities are represented with their base units. Again, a method of analysis in which physical quantities are expressed in terms of their base dimensions or fundamental dimensions. The method of analysis in which physical quantities are expressed as the fundamental quantities or fundamental units or fundamental dimensions. Physical quantities are expressed as their fundamental dimensions. Dimensional analysis, the method of analysis in which physical quantities are expressed as fundamental dimensions. So in this analysis we will show the physical quantities as their fundamental dimensions. Take an example, length, mass, time. We have 7 fundamental units or 7 fundamental quantities. These are the fundamental quantities: length, mass, time, current, luminous intensity, temperature, and amount of substance. SI unit: length, meter; mass, kilogram; time, second; current, ampere; luminous intensity, candela; temperature, Kelvin; amount of substance, mole. Is it clear? We have done this in the first lecture. And the dimensions are the fundamental dimensions. Dimensional analysis are the fundamental dimensions. Length, dimension of length is L. In dimensional analysis we close in a square bracket. The fundamental dimensions are closed in a square bracket. Length, this is the length and closed in square bracket, then it is dimensional analysis. Mass, capital M; time, current, luminous intensity, temperature can be shown in dimensional analysis by K or theta, and amount of substance. These are the dimensions: length L, mass M, time T, current A, luminous intensity candela CD, temperature K or theta, and amount of substance mole. And the quantities or the dimensions are closed in a square bracket. Is it clear? Let us found some dimensions. For length we have found out area. First check the formula and then apply the dimensional analysis. area. Area is length into breadth. Length into breadth means here are two lengths. One is this length, one is this length. Two lengths means L into L. L. So the dimension will be L2. Is it clear? Dimension for length L and for area L square. Volume is length, breadth, height, LBH, and dimension will be, here are three lengths L, L and L means L1, L1, L1 you can say. So it is L3. Dimension of volume is L3. And for mass we have denoted this. Next, speed. Formula of speed is distance by time. Distance is also length. Dimension will be L. For time, dimension is T1. So the dimension will be L1 T minus 1. Speed, same will be for velocity. Find out the dimension for velocity and write in comment box. Next is acceleration. Acceleration is what? Change in velocity per unit time, or rate of change of velocity कह सकते हैं हम. Rate of change of velocity means velocity. What is the LT minus 1? LT minus 1 and time T. What will be the dimensional analysis for acceleration? L1 T1. When it will go on the upper side, it will be negative. T minus 1 and T minus 1, T minus 2. Force. Force equals to mass into acceleration. And we know the dimension formula of mass and for acceleration. So what will be the dimension of a force? M1 L1 T minus 2. You will find the dimension for work and write in comment box. Formula for work is force into displacement. Next is tension. Tension is also a force. Means when we pull a string, then it applies a force, then that force is known as tension. Tension is also a force, so its dimension will be MLT minus 2. Charge. What is charge? We know for current, charge flowing per unit time, that is A. And here we have to find Q. Q will be current into time. Current into time. Dimension for current is A and for time is T. Is it clear? A1 T1. Next, potential. What is potential? Work done in bringing a charge from infinity to that point, W by Q. You have to find the dimension for work and here is the dimension for charge. Write it and mention in comment box with your name. So we can find out so many dimensions by using these relations. Now we will discuss about the applications of dimensions and their limitations. Here we have seen that we have find out the dimensions with the help of a formula. So formula can also be found out with the help of dimensions. It means applications of dimensions. Number 1, any formula can be drawn. Formula of physical quantities can be derived. We can derive the formula, we can derive any relation. Is it clear? Next, what can we do? We can relate with the other physical quantity. We can derive any formula for physical quantities and we can find any relation. Relation is also the formula to find any relation of physical quantities. And checking the consistency means checking the correctness of formula. To check the consistency of formula or we can check the formula whether it is correct or not. And deriving the relation, conversion of units, we can convert the units also. Conversion of units, we can convert one system of unit into another system of units with the help of dimensions. So these are the applications for deriving any formula, to find any relation, to check the consistency and conversion of units. Next, limitations. We cannot find out the dimension for dimensionless quantities. Means no information about dimensionless quantities. No information about dimensionless quantities like pi, theta or any constant, that is epsilon in logarithm. No information about dimensionless quantities. We can not check the formula or we cannot find out the values for like these quantities pi, theta, epsilon or say phi, etc. Next, if a quantity depends on more than 3 factors, then we cannot find out the relation. It means it is not applicable, it is not applicable for quantities having more than three quantities. If any quantity has more than three values or more than three factors, we can say three factors. If there are more than three factors, we cannot find out the dimension. Next is formula containing trigonometry, exponents, log function cannot be derived. It means we cannot derive the formula by using dimension for logs, for exponents. Exponents, etc. ट्रिग्नोमेट्री फंक्शन कैसे ट्रिग्नोमेट्री functions etc. And more than two terms cannot give formula. We have shown it. If there are more than three factors, then the formula cannot be derived. It cannot tell about scalar or vector. It cannot tell about scalar or vector. It means we have done about dimensional analysis. The method of analysis in which physical quantities are expressed as the fundamental dimensions. Applications: formula of physical quantities can be derived. We can find any relation, we can check the consistency, we can convert the units with the help of dimensions. What are the limitations? It cannot give the information about pi, phi, theta or e. It is not applicable for quantities having more than three factors. Formula cannot be derived for logarithm, exponents, trigonometry function, etc. It cannot tell about the scalars or vectors. It cannot about the scalars or vector. It means it cannot tell about the quantity whether it is scalar or vector. We have found out the formulas, dimensional formulas for many quantities. Now we will check the consistency or the correctness of the formula. The rule is followed in the dimensional analysis is principle of homogeneity. Principle of homogeneity. It means if here there are more than 2, 3 or any number and they are added or subtracted, then they have the same dimension. Principle of homogeneity shows that the quantities, if they are added or subtracted, multiplied or divided, they have same dimension. In any correct physical equation, dimension of each term will be always same. In any correct physical relation, means formula. In any correct physical relation, it means in any correct formula, dimension of each term will be always same. Dimension of each term will be always same. For example, x plus at, or say take any relation from the kinematics, v equals to u plus at. Find out the dimensions. Velocity lt minus 1. Initial velocity is also velocity, then its dimension will be also same, lt minus 1. Dimension for acceleration lt minus 2, and for time l 0 or t 1. Check the correctness. lt minus 1, here is also lt minus 1, here is also lt minus 1. This is the principle of homogeneity. If here are more than two physical quantities and they are added or subtracted, then they have the same term, then they have the same dimension, they have always same dimension. Velocity lt minus 1, initial velocity is also lt minus 1, acceleration lt minus 2, and time t lt minus 1. Next, s equals to ut plus half at square. S is the distance and dimension for distance is L1. Ut, U is the velocity, Lt minus 1, and T, T1. Half is the constant, we can not find out any dimension for the constant. Acceleration Lt minus 2 and T square is T2. Dimensions L1, here is also T minus 1, T plus 1, cancelled, L1, here T minus 2, T2, only L1. Same dimension, principle of homogeneity. We can find out any relation with the help of dimensions, and dimension follows the principle of homogeneity. Find out v square minus u square equals to 2as, and comment in the comment box. Next, we can convert the units, conversion of units. Convert 1 Newton into dynes. Convert 1 Newton into dynes. How many newtons are, how many dynes are in 1 Newton? Find out. We know that SI unit of force is Newton. So here is SI unit of force is given, and the dimension for force is m1 l1 t minus 2. Here is any given number, here we will find out the number, and is the unit, dyne is another unit. We have to find this number, n2. n2 will be u2 by n1 u1. Now we have to put the dimensions. n2, dimensions of first and with the help of dimensions we can convert the units, one system of unit into another system of unit. Convert 1 Newton into dynes. 1 is the number or say magnitude. Here we have to find the another magnitude. N is the Newton and is unit. 9 is another unit. So N1 U1 equals to N2 U2. We have to find N2. N2 equals to N1 U1 by U2. Here N is the magnitude and U1 U2 are the units. N2 equals to N1 into. Convert these units into dimensions. M1, L1, T1. ABC. Next for second unit, M2, L2, T2. We don't know about the powers, say ABC. And Newton is the SI unit of force. SI unit of force is Newton. And dimension for force is M, L, T minus 2. Now put the dimensions in the formula. M1 mass, because this is in SI unit and this is a CGS. In SI, mass in kilograms, length in meters, time in seconds. In CGS, mass in gram, length in centimeters and time in seconds. Now put the powers of dimensions. N2 equals to N1 into. Convert the units into homogeneous units. 1 kilogram equals to 1000 gram. Hundred centimeters, and time in seconds. For the powers, 1000 is 10 raised to power 3 gram by gram, and power is 1. 100 centimeters equals to 10 raised to power 2 centimeters by centimeters, and 1 second by second power minus 2. Seconds से cancel out. Gram, centimeter, 10 raised to power 3 into 10 raised to power 2 equals to N2. Here is N2 equals to 10 raised to power 5. Is it clear? Now convert 1 joule into erg. 1 joule equals to how many erg? Again, this is the N1, this is U1. Here will be N2 and this is U2. And joule is the SI unit of work. Find the dimension for work. Force into displacement. Force dimension M1 L1 T minus 2. and for displacement L1. Dimensions will be M1, L2, T minus 2 for work. Now find out the N2. N2 will be equals to N1 U1 by U2. N2 equals to N1 into U1 means M1 A, L1 B, T1 C by M2 A, L2 B, T2 C. N2 equals to N1 into in SI unit mass in kilogram. This is CGS unit mass in grams. Length in meters, length in centimeters. Time in seconds, time in seconds. N2 equals to N1 into kilogram equals to 10 raised to power 3 grams, 10 raised to power 3 grams by grams. Power A. Meter equals to 10 raised to power 2 centimeters by centimeters. Power B. Second by second power C. Second, centimeter, centimeters, gram, gram. N2 equals to 10 raised to power 3 and value of A is 1. 10 raised to power 2, value of B is 2. And second cancelled. N2 equals to 10 raised to power 3 and 10 raised to power 2 into 2, 4. 10 raised to power 4. 10 raised to power 3 into 10 raised to power 4, 10 raised to power 7. This is the value of N2. It means 1 joule equals to 10 raised to power 7 hours. If I give you 5 joules to convert into hours, then it will be 5 into 10 raised to power 7 hours. By using this, you can find out any units. You can convert one unit into another system of units.